Now, there's a situation going on down in Cumberland, Kentucky, or near the Cumberland, Kentucky, that I think more people ought to know more about, and that is this. Some coal miners in Cumberland have been blocking a train carrying more than $1 million worth of coal. That train is being blocked to protest the fact that their former employer, who extracted that coal, declared bankruptcy back on July 1st and owes them back pay. And here to talk to us about that now is one of those striking miners. He joins us from down there. Josh Holbrook is his name. He describes himself here as, let me see, I got it somewhere. Yes, from southeastern Kentucky. I'm a preacher, family man, and coal miner. I love God, my family, my country. I'm a third-generation coal miner, just trying to provide an honest living for the ones I love. So first of all, Josh Holbrook, thanks for coming on the program.
Thanks for having me on there. It's really a good opportunity to get our voice out and let people hear us. I mean, we've been doing really wrong, and we really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, let's try to make the most of it. So, first of all, so you're a miner. Did I tell the story correctly that you all didn't get paid for at least a couple of weeks of work, maybe more, and then they started to pull out pull out with the coal you guys had hauled, and you guys blocked the train? Is that a fair description?
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up. I mean, that's it in a nutshell. We provided work for them, and they just they pulled out and didn't pay us, and we got word of them loading trains, and we went up there to block the tracks, and that's basically where we sit at right now.
So, and just so that I'm clear and our listeners are clear, this is not like a union organized thing. This is not like a strike in that sense. This was just that one day and I'm asking, but I guess one day you heard this train was about to head out with the coal you dug, and you hadn't been, well, how did you hear, and how did you come to block the train? That's what I guess I'm asking.
Well, we come to block the train because, we felt that, that was, they owed us over, just in our area, over probably $2 million in payroll. Like I said, they owed us for, 2 weeks. We actually got the paychecks, and then they got pulled back out of our account once we got those cash. And then they owed us for another week of work as well. So, when we got word that they had a coal train, $1 million, being loaded, that's about what a coal train costs. And that coal train is about $1 million. And when we got word of that happening, we just went over there, and actually a reporter called me and told me about it, and I called some of my friends and I posted it online. We got a group chat, and there was other people who posted it as well, and we just went over there and just started blocking the train, and and from there it just kind of snowballed, I guess.
And I heard that since then there was a CSX train, I guess, that was supposed to come through that had nothing to do with coal, and you guys eventually let that one through but kept the coal train. Is that right?
Yes, they we let the coal train, the other train come through, and we actually let them take the engine and the conductors. We let them leave. So all that we actually got blocked is that way we didn't have people blocked. And because then we got compassion. We don't want to hurt nobody. We don't want to be violent. We just want what's owed us. What we work for. I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's what we want. We don't want no more. Except for what we worked for.
Well, had anybody ever said? Because I want folks to really understand this. Josh Holbrook, had anybody ever said to you guys, look, these checks didn't go through, or they bounced, or they got pulled back, or whatever, but we're going to make sure you get what you earned and what you deserve? Did anybody sit down with you all, or in some other way communicate to you from the company or from whoever took over the company or whatever, and say to you guys, we're going to make you whole, we're going to make this right with you?
No, the company is still, not had no statements. I mean, Jeff Hoops was the CEO. He wrote a letter, and other than that, to my knowledge, there haven't been no company statements. Until when somebody else took it over.
So then let me ask you this, because as you can guess, I'm still trying to sort it out on my own. head. So I don't know if you know the answer to this, but somebody had to, and maybe if the company's out of business, all the executives went home or whatever. I don't know, but somebody had to arrange for this train to get loaded up and move out, right? Somebody had to do that work. Somebody had to make those phone calls, whatever, send those emails to make that happen. That means somebody is working on trying to get some money out of this deal. And whoever that is didn't talk to you guys. They just said, okay, load it up, send it out, we'll sell it. And do you have any idea even who that is at this point?
No, we don't have a clue who it is that that organized the train loading. And I mean that was our thinking on it. I mean, here's a company that says they can't pay us, they took our money. They're saying they don't have the money to operate, and here they are going and loading these trains. I mean, that was our thinking in blocking it. We weren't allowed to do it, but nobody knows who actually told them to go load the train. I mean, that part hasn't come out yet.
So right now, my thinking's tracking right with yours, I got to tell you. And again, we're talking with Josh Holbrook, a third-generation coal miner out there, one of the folks blocking this train. And because it's taking off with the fruits of your labor, is the way I would put it, and you haven't been paid for that labor yet. So it's been now. We're recording this conversation on Thursday, so it's been over a week that you guys have been out there. I guess you have to be out there day and night in order to make sure it doesn't go right. You have to have somebody on the track at all times.
Oh yeah, there's since we started, there's been somebody on the track at all times.
So, so you've been doing this for more than a week now. Has anybody tried to contact you from the company to work this out with you?
No, there's still, like I said, to my knowledge, zero statement from Black Jewel or Jeff Hoops.
That's the CEO, and he hasn't said anything. Okay. What about, has the miners union gotten involved in this in any way?
We had the UMWA come out to the track the other day and talked to some points and had a meeting with us and stuff. But other than that, we're a non-union mine. We're not represented by the UMWA.
So where do you see? You were saying earlier in your biography or description of yourself here that you're a preacher, among other things. Where does and I heard somewhere that you actually conducted a church service out on the tracks. Where does this fit in with your in your own mind with, let's say, your Christian mission to preach, or just the idea that we all are instructed to do good to our fellow man and our fellow human beings? Where in your mind you must have thought about this, how this fits into your higher purpose, if you like, and what are you thinking about that?
Well, I just, somebody come to me about having a church service over there, to me, I put God first. I put God above everything. And, I was really hurt when it happened to me. And, we live, a lot of us live paycheck to paycheck. And, I just know how I felt. And me being a minister, I just wanted to go out there and we had the church service just to help somebody out, just to help lift them up, because, I mean, I know how I was feeling in my mind when I was going through, the pain and the anguish that I was feeling. So, I just wanted to go out there and just try to introduce somebody to Jesus and just help lift them up in this hard time and, give them hope, really. I mean, just to give them something to lean on.
So how are folks feeling out there? It's got to be tough. I mean, you guys are doing this round the clock. You guys didn't get your paycheck. As you say, a lot of folks live pay to paycheck. In this world, a lot of folks live pay to paycheck. So how are the guys holding up there?
Well, it's been rough, but the support from our community has been very heartwarming. It's been overwhelming support. They've really helped us out, and there's some people that come forth there in the last day or so that has really really lent a lot of money. There was a co-operator come forth and lend a lot of money donate a lot of money to the cause, and I think that maybe in a week or two that we're going to be able to, get reimbursed for some of the money, and then also, the Copper Glow company, received the bid, so they released a statement saying that we're going to get at least half of what we're owed.
And well, I certainly hope that's the case. And then what? I mean, Black Jewel, which was your employer, has declared bankruptcy. Any thought whether some other operator like this one might step in and take over that mine?
Yeah, I mean, it's, they're going to step in, take it over, and, the lingering thought's still there, whether or not they're going to take bankruptcy, whether they're not going to do the same thing, take the same action. I mean, this is, in my thinking, they've let a coal company just absolutely destroy the workers, absolutely just break the law. I mean, I don't see how it's lawful what's going on here, and I'm glad that it's starting to really, gain some attention and stuff. And, but for a month, nobody really, it was really a big deal. I mean, here we was, I mean, for a lot of people, the last time they had an actual paycheck was on June 14th, and
Yeah, no, that's a long time.
a lot of people, yes, sir, that is a very long time to go without a paycheck. And, a lot of folks, they tried to sign up on unemployment, and their unemployment would be turned down, and they tried to sign up on food stamps, and it would be turned away, because the company would say that they ain't laid off yet. It was kind of in limbo. We didn't know which way to go, what to do, and but it's been rough. But I said, the Lord will provide, and that I'm certain of, and we're just trying to hang in there. I mean, that's what we do. We're continually tested people, and we try to rise to the occasion every opportunity that we can. And when I guess I know it's cliche to say, but when the tough gets, when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. You know what I mean? I mean, that's basically what we had to do here.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I really hear you. And I guess my last question for you, I know I read this article by Sarah Lazare, I think it's pronounced, where she talked about how climate activism, right? And climate activists generally want to transition away from coal and to using other sources of energy because of, safety to the planet and everything. And she talked to you, and, she, like a lot of us, is trying to make the point that you can try to come up with better solutions for the planet, but you still got to back working people who are working to make a living, particularly when, in a case like yours, you guys down there, you've been, kind of shafted out of something that you're entitled to get. So with that in mind, I guess I would say, is there anything people far away like me can, or people listening to this program can do to help you guys out?
I just help support us, in this time of need. We've got several, accounts set up to where people can donate, and, we're not trying to get rich or nothing like that. We're just trying to, and we're looking for jobs, the Lord blessed me to find a job, but I got a lot of brothers, they're in pain right now. They're hurting. They're trying to find a job, and, people can donate to help support us, and, we got that GoFundMe page set up. It's GoFundMe at Fletcher/miners. That's one way they can help. But another way we can help is just trying to bring jobs in here. I mean, if like I was telling that woman I was talking to, we don't have jobs that we can just go out and go to another job. Coal mining is basically it's the coal mining town, and I don't think people really understand the severity of the situation. Because most of the time they see the bad in mining, they see the bad, and we see what it does to the environment with the carbon emissions, and people always see the bad, but when they come up here and they see, like the mountaintop removal, I mean, around here you can look in all the surrounding cities, every super Walmart that we have, was built on top of a strip job. So, but people can just, if they really want to support us, like these politicians that's talking about the Green New Deal and the just transition, they could actually come here and put boots on the ground, I guess you could say, and show us, and put it in writing, help bring jobs in here, bring the infrastructure in here to create different careers, so we don't have to go under a mountain to provide a living.
Yeah, well, I'm all for that, and trust me, and I'll do what I can to push them in that direction too. So, and maybe someday I'll get down there to see for myself. I've certainly wanted to for a long time. But Josh Holbrook, miner who's out there on the train tracks right now in Cumberland, Kentucky. Thanks for what you guys are doing to bring this to the world's attention, and thanks for coming on the program.
All right, but I sure appreciate you having me. You have a wonderful day, and God bless you, sir.